Think for a moment of a teacher who made a difference in your life. I know you want to make a difference in your learners' lives. Self-reflection is the key. You already own or can easily borrow a camcorder, and that can be the vehicle for self-discovery. My name is Heidi, and I'm a literacy coach in a large urban school district. And I have a challenge for you. I know you want to make a difference in your learners' lives. Self-reflection is the key. Video is a vehicle for that reflection. Through the reflection, you can hone your practice and make impact. In their book, The First Days of School, Harry and Rosemary Wong talk about the 4 stages of teaching. The first is fantasy, the belief that all you need to do to get your students to learn is be their buddy. Next is survival, simply putting in the time for a paycheck and vacation, feeding learners busy work to keep them quiet, and not taking any responsibility for achievement or outcome. Third is mastery, employing effective teaching methods with high expectations and solid classroom management, teaching to make a difference and exhibiting accountability. And finally, impact, seeking to understand your learners' backgrounds, cultures, needs, and the ability to note patterns of strength and challenges within your learners by both facilitating critical thinking and learning skills while planning for misconceptions, making a lasting difference in your students' lives. What should you do to move yourself towards impact? I suggest videotaping yourself teaching a lesson and then reflect on what you see. You may have done this before, as many credentialing programs require videotapes, as does National Board Certification. But this time it's going to be different. This time it's about you, your practice, and your learners. We all fall into ruts, get stalled, or acquire habits that don't benefit our learners. I challenge you to pick up a camcorder, ask a trusted friend or student to hold it, and film yourself and your students. Before you start taping, define your overall goals. Here are some suggestions. Create a safe and respectful environment. Do you have a respectful environment where both you and your students can learn from their mistakes? Know your students. Where do your students come from? What do you know about their culture, their backgrounds, their social and learning norms? Consider student-teacher interactions. Who's doing the talking? How much is teacher talk? How much is student talk? Do you favor one side of the room over another? Are conversations focused and accountable? Learn together. Become a community of learners. Learning is a two-way road, and you can learn as much from your students as they from you. Teachers who make impact are able to listen to their students' opinions and ideas and change their practices accordingly. Go beyond the way you were taught. It's tempting to stay within the realm of what you feel comfortable in, but your learners all have different styles of learning that may or may not be the same as yours. Stretch yourself to teach in a way that varies your style and addresses theirs. Release the responsibility for learning. Start a discussion. Pull yourself out of the picture, except to guide and facilitate as needed. Let your students be in charge of their own conversation and their own information and learning. Choose one or more of these goals as you plan the lesson and roll the camera. Now, take on the challenge. Watch yourself and reflect. Because it can be hard to watch yourself, I recommend watching the video 2 or 3 times while taking notes. Each time you see it, you will become more impartial. Step outside of yourself and pretend it's not you. Act like it's a peer who asked for some honest feedback. Be gentle with your mistakes. All too often, we're our own worst critics. Instead, think about what you might do next time to improve. As you reflect, keep the following questions in mind. What went well? Did you meet your goals? Why or why not? If you were to change anything, what would it be? Were you able to differentiate instruction per your students' needs? What will your next steps be? Finally, I urge you to take on this challenge for yourself and, most importantly, for your students. Have the courage to reflect, learn, change, and grow. You are making a difference. Now, make an impact.